Do you feel like ecos are impossible to win? Do you struggle with pistol rounds? Do you not understand how each pistol should be used? Let's talk about that. I want to start by assuring you that pistols in Valorant are insane. I mean that, even the classic, arguably the weakest pistol in the game, can still two-shot someone up to 30 meters, which on paper sounds insane, doesn't it? Well, let's break down each pistol and figure out how and when to use each pistol based on the situation. I want to start with a general tip that applies to all pistols. Do not spam them, take your time and line up shots. What do you prefer? Having to shoot someone 5 to 6 times in order to kill them? This doesn't even take into account the fact that you will miss some shots, especially if you're on the move. Compare that to aiming your shots and giving spread time to reset. You only need 2 bullets to kill someone. Doesn't that sound much better? If you take anything from this video, make sure that this is it. I see way too many people, especially in lower ranks, spam their pistol and then complaining that ecos are impossible to win. Do not be one of those. Now let's get into analyzing each pistol so we understand when to use them. I want to start by comparing the Classic and the Ghost. That's because they're incredibly similar. So on paper, both the Classic and the Ghost have very similar stats. But the Classic is free, while the Ghost has a price tag of 500 credits. Which means that it has to be better than the Classic at least in some ways, and that is mostly true. The Ghost has a faster reloading speed, better wall penetration, more bullets per mag, more reserve mags, better damage, and of course it has the silencer, which hides bullet tracers. But I haven't seen people mention outspread, which is a huge part of pistols. I already have a guide that covers spread. Even if the topic in that video was rifles, the concept still applies to pistols. So, in case you don't know what spread is, make sure to check out that video. I'll quickly demonstrate how spread affects the two weapons. The crosshair gap I currently have showcases the spread area. Notice that even if I can kill someone with the Classic at 30 meters, that is pretty unrealistic due to spread. Even if I crouch, I become a sitting duck, so I'm pretty easy to kill. And you don't wanna do that, especially with pistols. With the Ghost, however, it's fairly reliable to two-shot someone up to 40 meters, that's because it has less spread and more damage. So on paper the Ghost is a better Classic. It has the same numbers, but higher. So does that mean that we should always buy a Ghost? Well, we haven't discussed one important mechanic yet. The Classic has burst fire. Do you wanna know what the Classic can do, but the Ghost can't? One hit headshots up close. Well, it's not technically a one hit, it's more like one click that shoots 3 bullets and it happens that 2 of those bullets land on the head, but you get the idea, it can one hit someone up close. The Ghost, however, can never one shot someone, unless they don't have any armor. Bursting isn't the most reliable thing in the world, but it gets the job done most of the time. So if you are playing positions where the distance between you and the enemy isn't that large, around 7 meters to be precise, playing the Classic might actually be better than playing the Ghost. Here's a quick trick to always kill someone up to 7 meters. Even if it's technically a bit slower, you can shoot once with your left click and then instantly burst. It doesn't increase the TTK by much and you guarantee a lot more damage. You can't do 2 right clicks in a row because that is too slow, and spread also starts to kick in. Left clicking and then instantly bursting is both fast and accurate. One last tip regarding bursting. You generally want to aim around the chin area instead of the head. That's because you will limit spread's effect. So if you have to play distances up to 7 meters or under, you can keep the Classic, but distances over 7 meters, that means the Ghost is better, right? Well, Sheriff is also a thing, and it can one-shot someone up to 30 meters. It has a lower spread than the Ghost, which means it's more accurate. The only significant disadvantage that the Sheriff has is that it has worse fire rate and it's worse if you spam with the Sheriff, which you shouldn't do anyway. So my recommendation is to just buy a Sheriff. Even if it's more expensive, after you learn how to use it, it becomes a lot better than the Ghost, because it has the dreaded potential of one hit kill. You can practice the Sheriff by playing deathmatch, and I give my seal of approval that it's worth doing so. So does that mean that you should never buy a Ghost? Well, that would also be incorrect. In pistol rounds, as long as you don't need any utility, you have the potential to one-shot people as long as they don't buy armor. But even if they do buy armor, you still have a slight advantage because you are more accurate, and you have more damage. But besides pistol round, there is one more thing that the Ghost is best at, being a sidearm. If you're hoping, stop buying Sheriff as a backup weapon, please. The Sheriff has a 1 second equip time, which sometimes is more than enough to get you killed. Compare that to both Classic and the Ghost that have 0.75 seconds equip time. You know what else has a 1 second equip time, making it unreliable as a sidearm? The Frenzy. Oh yeah, I should probably also talk about the Frenzy. The Frenzy is a broken piece of sh**. Okay, we're back. So the Frenzy is a very strong weapon. It costs 500 credits. Remember the general tip I gave? Frenzy is fully automatic, so that tip doesn't apply here. It doesn't have the best standing accuracy in the game, it has low penetration, average mag size. On paper it doesn't sound that exciting, but you may have noticed that I said it has poor standing accuracy. It has the best, and I mean the best, running accuracy in the game. By using the setting to check for spread alongside movement error, you can see your accuracy while running. And as you can see, the Frenzy has by far the best running accuracy in the game. You can compare it to any other weapon. The Frenzy is the best. I want to remind you that SMGs are designed to be viable at running and gunning, but the Frenzy is better at doing that for a fraction of the price. Before the price increase, Halo was full of Frenzy tanks, as in, players bought armor and Frenzy and just run around causing havoc. Going off this base strategy, you can in theory still do that if you have a duo that buys you Frenzy and you get yourself some armor. This strategy works especially well with Reyna and Jett. Of course, even if the Frenzy is a strong gun, it doesn't mean that it's impossible to beat. After around 15 meters, even with its insane running accuracy, it starts to become very unreliable. So, unless you are playing defense, or pushing sites where you can keep close range, the Frenzy quickly gets restricted to Jett, and that's only because she can dash closer to enemies to make up for the increased range. So, what have we learned today? Pistols are strong, Frenzy needs a nerf, and you shouldn't throw ecos just because you're playing them. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.